Hi, I'm Rob Vanstone. I'm here with Murray McCormick and Ian Hamilton. We're talking about our top 10 rider polls, and we're going to start off with best rider game of all time. And I really don't think there was much debate on this one, guys. 1989 Grey Cup got all 5 first place votes on our panel. Surprised, not surprised, Murray?
I even looked at it from the angle as a Tiger Cats fan, and I think we lost that one. It was probably one of the most amazing Sunday afternoons I've ever spent watching a game on TV. Everyone knows where they were, everyone knows how it ended. It really is kind of a moment that the Rough Rider fans and CFL fans all remember.
And yeah, it's a seminal game in CFL history as much as anything. Ian, what are your recollections?
No, I agree. I think everybody can remember exactly where they were, what they were doing. I remember driving to the office and listening to it on the radio even to get here. But I really voted for it only because somebody wrote a book about it. And it was that book that really convinced me.
Plenty of copies still available. And I watched the '89 Western Final at your apartment. Mm-hmm. I wondered going into this if the 2013 Grey Cup might get at least one first place vote, considering, I mean, the quality of the game wasn't at the level of '89, but when you look at the storyline with the Rough Riders winning a Grey Cup at home, I wondered if that would, if the storyline would influence the votes with 2013. Do you share that surprise? How do you weigh in evaluate the 2013 game?
It was 1A, you might say, in my mind. It was such a great moment to be part of, another seminal moment for the Rough Rider fans. But I know it was just, '89 game capitalized everything. It was just a long, long time since it's been in a Grey Cup, and it just had all those moments. 2013 was a great environment, and I'm never ever going to see that again in our time. But I still think '89 was the one that won out over that one.
Ian, any others that belong in that echelon?
Well, I think anyone that they've won, 1966, 2007, they're obviously the biggest games in this franchise's history, and I think that's what everybody has to kind of focus on when they come to these. I mean, there's been some other awesome football games, but those 4 are really the top 4.
It's interesting because in terms of caliber of game, 2007 Grey Cup certainly wasn't up there. It was a pretty sloppy game, yet if you're looking at top 10 games in Rider history, I think you have to almost overlook the aesthetics and just put it in there because it's part of such an exclusive group of games.
And that's why I voted for the 1995 regular season game when they played the Calgary Stampeders. It was 10th on my list, but that was a game of sold-out crowd. I remember a sunny day. I was there with all my daughters. It was just a huge moment, the biggest crowd in Rider history. And that one doesn't get a lot of talk about, but in the game, that's a game that's overlooked that just kind of started this sort of Rider pride. No, it seemed for me it started the Rider pride. So that was a personal number 10 for me.
See,
what about you, Ian?
I put the Doug Flutie Kent Austin game on my list simply because of how back and forth it was, and the numbers that those 2 quarterbacks put up was just outstanding.
1993, they combined for 1,100 yards passing in one game, 48-45, and Dave Ridgway kicks the winner. Mm-hmm. And that's our quick discussion on the best Rider game of all time, or the most important Rider game of all time, however you want to categorize it. I'm Rob from Murray and Ian. Thanks for joining us.